At Starwood, we're very focused on using technology to be able to give our guests an experience that they can't have anywhere else. Well, there's a lot of things that we're doing at Starwood to be able to connect with our guests. So, for instance, a partnership that we have with Uber, or allowing our guests to be able to use their mobile phone or the Apple Watch to be able to keylessly enter the room. But for us, we're also very focused on what are our guests sharing from our hotels, what's the content that they're sharing. Content for us is really important because it helps us connect with our guests, but it also helps us understand what is it that our guests find relevant. So every month, our guests upload about 50,000 photographs to Instagram, tagging one of our 1,200 hotels around the world. We then categorize those pictures. So is it a food shot? Is it a hotel shot? Is it a view shot? And then we have categories that appear on our websites where we display those images. And on average, we have tenfold the professional images with user-generated content. Well, I think for us, it's really important to be able to provide connectivity to our guests. So when our guests are staying on property, they have access to high-quality internet. So they're traveling around the world, they're using their mobile device, they're accessing their social media. But it's also giving them stories to talk about, whether that's the in-room amenity, whether that's the flowers in the lobby, whether that's how their meal is presented, the view outside the window. It's not a question of, am I going to tell a story from your hotel, but it's what's that story that I'm going to tell. Starwood is rapidly growing in markets around the world, and as we open new hotels, we're constantly looking for new guests to stay with us in those markets. We know our guests have a choice when they're traveling, so how do we get them to spend more of their room nights when they're on the road with Starwood? How do we deliver that guest a better experience? How do we give them an elevated experience on property? How do we create a relationship with that guest that creates loyalty beyond reason to have that guest come back to us? And also to have that guest share stories with their friends and family. How do we get them to use social media so that their sphere of influence, the people that are involved or that follow them online, how do we convert them to Starwood guests as well?